Hey there everybody and welcome back to Black Arrow Gaming. I'm Bob and we're here for more Age of Wonders 3 this weekend. Now what I'm going to try to do this weekend is I'm going to try to do at least 4 episodes this weekend, in part because I'm going to be gone next weekend for the 4th of July holiday. If I can get any more done than that, then we will. We'll have to see how things are going once I'm finished with episode 4, but my plan is to do at least 4. So, with that being said, let's jump right into it for this episode. We got a lot of item management stuff to discuss. Now, lucky for you guys, this is not going to take very long. I've done most of the work ahead of time. The first thing that I wanted to talk about is some items that I no longer need. So comments from Impregnable mention that I can sell the Immolate item and the crossbow on my leader, as well as Iggy's poison darts. I will go ahead and do that now. That's an Immolate item. I had that in a previous series one time and just hung on to it forever and never used it. The nice thing about it is that it can lower unit resistance if successful, but it's just a chance to work, and generally speaking, especially since I've got Dominate in this group, I can just repeatedly try to convert things anyway, so I will probably never use that. Plus, it's worth 60 gold. I could definitely use the money. Also, that crossbow, will literally never use that with this character, so I'm going to sell both of those. I've got that Divine Vengeance staff on the way. I want to switch down to Iggy. He's got that fairy wand now, which gives all that damage, all those different damage channels. So there's no way I'm ever going to use this. So I'm just going to sell his poison darts that he started with. He does not need it anymore. That clears up a few item slots. Now, speaking of items, Zari is the character we're going to talk about a lot today. I have gone back to my capital and basically queued up everything for her that I could except for a shield. So as you can see, by the way, I changed the edible gun to a picnic basket mostly because I'm planning on making an actual gun for Iggy later. And I know I was trying to be funny with it, but I will definitely get those things confused. So I just changed it to a picnic basket to save myself some trouble in the long run. But I do have boots ready to go for Zari. Those will give her Tireless. This will give her Fearsome and a Vision Range. That I don't remember. I just did all this, and I already don't remember. It was probably I don't remember. It was good, whatever it was. We'll find out when it comes around. But the Vampiric Sword is for lifesteal. So yeah, this one, gosh, I wish I could remember what that's doing. But I had it all planned out to basically make sure. Essentially, Zari is going to have Fearsome. She's going to have Tireless. She's going to have Defender. She's also going to have possibly Projectile Reflection later once I get another jewel item for her to replace one of the two that she already has. The one thing I can't seem to get her is Fear Strike. For whatever reason, I looked through the weapons list several times. In fact, all the items, I checked through all the items. Fear Strike doesn't seem to be an option in the Forge item menu, which I thought it was, so that's kind of odd. I do have a Fear Strike weapon on my Warlord, but I think I want him to keep that. That would be very nice for the Warlord. And in the long run, the Warlord and Zari are both going to act very similarly. They're both going to be kind of tanky defender type units. Zari has the advantage of having Vigilant, so she can just run in and defend. She's also got Predator, which is really cool. I think that collar may also give her First Strike. I think that's what I did with it. It gives her First Strike and something else. So yeah, Zari and the Warlord will both end up being very similar. The Necro probably too, all melee based, whereas the Rogue, the Druid, and my main leader are all going to be very much like ranged based. So that's kind of what I'm going for. I will worry about items for this guy once I finish the Grand Palace here. And speaking of that, I'm going to go ahead and queue the Arcane Item Forge because that is the next planned thing that I have for that city. Other feedback to go through for this week. In general, one thing from Impregnable, the effigy on Zari needs to be equipped. Impregnable is the one who suggested selling all those items, which I think was a good idea. Also got this effigy on Zari that gives Heal Undead and Necromantic Aura. I'm going to go ahead and put that in the right slot there. This I'm going to end up replacing with that collar item that I'm making for her, but it'll be a while before that's done, so I don't need to worry about that yet. I'm gonna close that for now. Let's talk about I think my biggest mistake that I have been making in the past several episodes. It's more of just forgetting to do something that I should be doing, but I'm basically at my mana cap every single turn now. And there's no reason for me to not be using hero combat spells literally every game, every battle. Just spam them, especially with Age of Magic up. They could make things a lot easier. And if there's a hero in the battle, basically, I should be using this spell. Plus, it gives the hero XP for casting the spell, so that's also good too. Go ahead and do some digging there. That's one of those habit things that I have to work on getting into. Because I have a very bad habit of not doing that. And I think that's mostly all the immediate comments. The rest of the stuff can be gone over in between turns. A couple little things. I sent a duplicate shield to the warlord that he doesn't need, but that's going to take a few turns to arrive. He's got the that frost aura shield. I might end up sending that to Zari. That would actually be a pretty good shield item for her, especially if she's going to be on defense all the time, giving her the chance to freeze something. You know what? I think Zari would be a perfect fit for that. Yeah, I think I'll send that to Zari. Now, I'm going to leave it on the Warlord for now, but, well, you know what? No, because around the time this one arrives at the Warlord, this one will get to Zari. And Zari has a shield, but it's not really nearly as good. It's giving her a decent amount of fire protection, but I would rather have Frost Aura. So I'm going to go ahead and send that her way. Given what I'm making turning her into, that I think is probably not a bad idea. He's going to be without a shield for a little bit, but that's okay. I don't anticipate them having anything particularly tough to fight, except for possibly this Lich Castle. And in a Lich Castle, a shield that freezes stuff probably didn't do me that much good anyway, because undead are resistant to ice damage. Other than that, I think we can just kind of keep going. There are, like I said, a lot of other items I'm going to have to queue up. I may have to do that in between episodes because I spent like an hour doing all this before I even started recording. Speaking of which, let me throw down a quick save here. So let's talk about my Chthonic Guardian. So one of the things that people were suggesting was Hildy needed, or the idea initially was to have the Chthonic Guardian with Hildy, right? Because Hildy has Touched by Faith, there she is right there, so she can buff his morale by 400. There was talk of me also giving an item to Hildy that would boost her army's morale overall. The thing is, I don't think that's something I can make. I think it's something, if it exists, it's something I'd have to find, because I looked through the whole menu a couple times during Forge item creation. I didn't see anything in there that boosts entire army morale. I do know that's a thing that the Theocrat can get, though, and that's why I'm kind of beginning to think, rather than having this guy on the front line, where he's probably not really going to be needed that much anyway, now that I have True Resurrect and I can just resurrect enemy units, I'm thinking Shadow Stalkers here is going to be a lot of fun, if I can get some of those. This guy probably would be better off with Zari, who's going to be giving him a passive morale buff, plus also has Touched by Faith anyway, plus she can also give him Bestow Iron Heart, which would give him 100% spirit protection if Zari needs to fight Reapers, so I wouldn't have to worry about losing him that way. And he would have Resurgence. So I think this guy is really the perfect fit for Zari's army. It's just a matter of getting him back there is the problem, because I can't send him by himself. He's going to have to be escorted by some other units or else he'll disband. So I think I've got this knight here who might help with that. The knight is very damaged anyway. And I might just have him escort that unit back. I've got some other units kind of along the line. The basic idea of the path I want to take for him is to go down this road here. I can kind of come through here and follow that road all the way. At this point, I'll have to kind of split off. I might want to have this builder start making a different route for him to get to this cave. Well, actually, you know what? I think what I'll do is I'll build a road up, around, and down, and then up here, and go to that cave. Because this cave entrance right here will take him down here, and that would be just about perfect timing for Zari's army, which is coming up north, to meet up with him and incorporate him. So I think that's what I'm going to do with that Chthonic Guardian, and I doubt I will convert any more of them, just because their morale by default is minus 800. It's pretty rough to deal with. I've got a little bit bonuses because of winning a battle and Hepatopia, but still kind of a difficult thing to manage. So I think I'll just get him with Zari, and then I'll be able to just use him for the rest of the game without having to worry about it too much. Okay, that all being said, let's do some actual gameplay here, guys. So we've got this builder here, and I was working on a road. Now, the thing about these armies in their current position, I want to send them down through this path, or through this pass, and then kind of go straight west from here. I'm sort of at the point of the game where I'm not really worried about meeting the computers anymore. I might want to try to hold it off for a couple turns if I can, but the bottom line is these guys are moving west, and there's no stopping that. I have two different options for ways I could go. I could go north and get this tower, which I'm actually starting to lean towards that now that I think of it, because I could build a road up through the forest to do that. Maybe that is what I was going to do, what I could do. I was going to send, well, actually, if I do that, this would work perfectly then, because I need to get everybody's armies sort of back together. Hildy's right here, can move decently far. You know what? That's what we'll do. I want that tower, and I can get that giant city as vassals anyway. Plus, I've got another army down here, which is kind of looking for an undead spawner. I'm going to move forward somewhat carefully. Oh, there's a spider spawner right there. Lots of spiders. Okay. Well, I am going to need to deal with that too, so... In fact, I think they can do that now. Yeah, let's just get this taken care of. Now, that is decently good spiders. Now, bearing in mind, I can true resurrect stuff now. Now, should I be doing that constantly? Probably not. At least not right now. There was some discussion in the comments about like leaving a spawner active and possibly like farming units from that with true resurrect. But I think that the best use of my magic right now is still summoning units, because I can just summon tier 4s. So, like, yeah, I could true resurrect a spider, and it honestly probably wouldn't cost much, but I still think I would rather be focusing my energy into the archangels. I am going to spam true resurrect a lot when I run into that rogue, because I'm going to try to steal shadow stalkers. In true resurrect, it just says it doesn't work on machine or undead units, so I should be able to get away with that. I'm going to send the Mammoth Rider running in here. This is a probable victory. Again, these units, I consider them to be expendable. So if somebody dies, it's not the end of the world. That being said, it's one of these monster dens, which are normally much easier battles to manage, especially with units that can block one path or another, and then other units that can stun things. The only problem is the spiders that have phase, which is actually only one of them, the Hunter Spider Queen. So you know what I'm going to do is move some of my units kind of like this, and hopefully that guy phases to go after somebody who is more of a frontline melee unit. Okay, good. His phase failed, so basically that makes the rest of this battle pretty easy, I think. Alright, so we just leave him on that one pass there, and then the Tigrin can just start harassing stuff. Range attacks. I already got a stun, so that's great. You can... Same there. Awesome. Okay. And you don't have... Okay, so... I'm just going to move him here. The other spider will probably try to web that guy, but that's okay. Planning on using the stuns to sort of keep the spiders off of me. I want to loop around the other way. Okay. I think you can probably... might be able to kill that guy there. Yep. This guy is killing momentum, so... you can do that and then go on defense. Put this other guy on normal defense, and you should probably get rid of those guys. And I'm just gonna let them go ahead and do that, because this one will most likely come try to web that guy, but then I'll try to stun him in return. Oh, he just came in and took a bite. Okay, that works too. Easy. I love those monster den battles. They're a walk in the park if you have ranged units. I'm going to be selling almost every item I find for now. Gold is very important, and unless I find something that's like a mythical or legendary item, it's probably getting sold, because now that I'm making a lot of stuff, I shouldn't have to worry about that. Now, well, the last thing that was down here, was it undead or was it spiders? Maybe it was spiders wandering around this city. I was thinking it was undead, though, so I'm a little confused. Let's get these guys onto this tile. Still haven't met any enemies. Okay, I'm expecting that to happen pretty much any time. There's another neutral city ahead of me. Yeah, I think for these guys, I'm gonna probably opt for that top route. So I think that's where this guy's gonna build the road up to, right there. So if that's the case, then I think I can get that gold on this turn. These guys, let's try to get the Druid's army back to what it was. So I know obviously she had that snake, and I have a gold rank. I think I had the White Witch I was intending to keep with. You know what? I'm going to be summoning an Archangel with these guys too, though. I had both giants with Arctica. And I think I'm going to leave the Earth Elemental with her too. And I will probably summon the Archangel with her to just fully stack her army. So that's 2. All right, we'll give you this Ice Queen then. That's yours now. Oops, and I kind of messed up with the snake of what I was planning on doing. Snake was going to go up there and then loop back around. I'm going to leave him in the water for just this turn right there, because I wanted that money. And then he'll rejoin everybody when they come back. Now for this, let's move there. We can move this army there, but I'm going to move... Okay, good. They can catch up. We can go there. Got all that vision on her. All right. A lot of towers in this area, which is good. I could definitely... And there's another one here. A lot of opportunities for a good wall of line of sight. I think you know what? Now that I think of it, I'm pretty sure I had her kind of with this group to give the Eldritch Horror. Yeah, I think I had her with that group to give the Eldritch Horror, to improve its AoE. Although I don't know how much longer she's going to be able to stay just because of not being able to keep up. Although as long as they're roads, she kind of can. It's just random wandering bandits, right? Okay. I think some of this kind of depends on how many units it takes to escort that Chthonic Guardian back. But I think for the moment, there's that gold rank. I'm going to move her up. How's that army morale doing? See, it drops at that point. So I'm going to take this particular Ice Queen, who is only a bronze rank, move her back there. I will move this one forward to join them. For now, she can go with the Sorcerer's army. The 2 Phantasm Warriors can go with the Druid's army. That will eventually go with the Druid's army. And then I think on the next turn, well, I can get that Ice Queen up there too. I'm going to leave the Knight where he's at for the moment, because I think I'm going to use him to help escort the Chthonic Guardian back. Summon Archangel is ready to cast, and we're going to do that in the Druid's army. So we can start getting units, getting tier 4 units right there on the front line with everybody else. And I'm going to summon another one, because I think I might need one more for my Warlord. But before I do that, let's go to the overview panel and finish reinforcing Age of Magic. So 183, we can reinforce all the way up to 198. And then queue up another Archangel. And then we'll be able to finish reinforcing that all the way to 200 on the next turn. But 198's just about as good as it gets. A laboratory is now being produced here, and after that there's going to be an observatory. I will queue a Sorcerer's Conflux, but I will probably change that. Especially since, really, I don't need much mana. Viper Fortress is being worked on. That'll promote production of the Naga Guardian unit, and there is pretty much nothing else I can do with that city until that's done. So we'll just let that go. I got that other settler, and they are... Oh, they're right there, okay. Is that upgrading? No, that's founding the city, okay. That's my builder, right, okay. I think I might need him to go out ahead of Zari. I'm not, you know what, I'm not sure where this one's gonna go. I sort of want a road going through and connecting that. I also sort of want a road, you know, I want to finish the road connecting this city down here. I also need wetlands down there. You know what, before I forget, let's just go into the spells and do a little bit of terraforming here, because there's quite a bit where there's well, not a lot, but there's a few cities. Where's terraform? Oh, there we go. So, flood fields. I'm gonna reflood these fields for the goblins, and there was a couple other cities that needed a little bit of maintenance, just because the borders grew by a bit. Like this one here could use fertilized land, so I can do that, and that. And I guess, oh, hey, those are wetlands there. Let's get those out of there. I have a few spots for sow salt. I know I had one here, here, and I thought there was, yeah, right there. And then I could use one here to get rid of that wetlands. The human city is growing fine, and most of the rest of it's going to be vassal stuff. I think I'm going to clear out that forest with fertile domain, or fertilized land, so we can do that, just to spend that mad mana, get rid of the wetlands too, and give the humans as much happy fertile plains to enjoy as possible. And the halflings, I think the same thing. We're going to get rid of all those barons and just spend a whole bunch of mana. Okay. That looks good for now. I'm at 368 out of 1,181. We could get rid of a little more. Maybe knock out some of these trees here. And the beach. There we go. That looks good for now. 260. Yeah, that's about the amount of magic I want to be sitting at, I think. Tiger Metropolis is done. No. It's done with one thing. Okay, public baths. So I still need the temple queued up next, because we're still working towards Grand Palace there. Storehouse is done here. We can do probably, I think next up, maybe the Siege Workshop. We'll just focus on production first here, I think. That city in the long run will be probably a decently good city, although this one's still going to be the primary focus for cavalry, human knight production in the long run. Okay, that was just a shrine that I had finished there. Festival of Light is active. This is great. That's good for me. Alliance proposal from the Archons. I don't think I want... See, that's just too dang pricey. Let's see what else I've got in terms of offers. So I can't join these guys yet. I can't join these guys yet, because I don't know for sure. Well, actually, these ones might be safe. I think this is one I've looked at several times, and was never able to fully decide whether they were safe or not. But I think they are. I don't see any spawners in the area. I haven't seen any units wandering around here for a very long time, actually. I think it's safe to absorb that city. Where were these guys going? These guys were going up to help with the dragons. Okay, that's right. I can absorb the city. I can't clear any of the stuff in it right now, but maybe Zari can get to that later. In the meantime, I can at least be building things, and it can be working on growing. So, yeah, you know what? I think it is time for you guys to join my empire. Welcome aboard. All right. And we'll go ahead and give you the storehouse to get started with and the build hall. Alright. I can have them join, which I think also may be a good idea. I don't know. I might leave these ones as a vassal for the moment. I don't know for sure what's out here. And I won't until this dwarf city is actually churning out some firstborns, which I'm still working on. I'll leave them as a vassal for now, even just on the off chance they give me a tribute, which I think I would rather have. In fact, I wonder if I could demand a tribute from them. I could demand gold. It's only 70 though. It's not even worth it. Okay. Who else can get an alliance proposal? These guys up here. I definitely want that. That's just another vassal. Okay, so I can't afford the vassal with the undead on this turn anyway, so that'll have to wait. Select production for the elves. You know what? We're at 590 gold. Just maybe chill a little bit here. Do some merchandise for a turn. Oh, that's a lot of flying floating units. I think the eagle better get out of there. I'll bet you anything there's a cave entrance up there. There's almost certainly one in that corner somewhere. It's probably where they all came from. All right, get the heck out of here. Have I met them yet? Okay, yeah, that's 2 turns until I can anything with them. Yeah, it's time to go. Have open borders with these dwarves. So let's fly. Is that a mountain tile? I'll go there for now. Okay, good. There's some haste berries ahead, so that means I can do some fancy exploring up north and still grab those on the next turn. Alright, how about you guys? Is there something useful you can do? I think, now they're mostly just waiting on healing. Really could use a hospital in this city. The storehouse is being worked on. I'll go ahead and queue the builder's hall next. Are they powerful enough to take those guys out? I think they probably are now. Let's go ahead and get that extra mana under our control. And who wants to launch the attack? Why don't you do it? Yeah, may as well grab the extra mana. Even though I can't possibly spend all of it. As I summon units, though, some of it will get taken up by that. That's another reason why I think I'd rather focus more on summoning units as opposed to true resurrecting like everything I come across. Is because anything I true resurrect is going to have a gold upkeep cost, whereas anything I summon will have a mana upkeep cost. And mana's the one I can afford right now. Alright, this guy's going to come in. They've got physical protection, but these guys they do not have Overwhelm. I don't know why I always think these guys have Overwhelm. So I'm going to want something to tank. You know what? I have a Phantasm Warrior of my own that could tank hits from those guys pretty easily because he's a champion rank. I'm going to have these guys buff themselves. They'll be doing most of the damage in this battle. And I also have Ice Scapers. The Ice Ball won't be bad. But this is generally just not a great matchup for these types of units. Alright, let's see if I can get 2 of them into attacking the Phantasm Warrior here. So if I was to move him there, both him and him could attack. We'll back off everybody else. Move you down here, move you over here. No. Move you down there. Okay, go after my Phantasm Warrior, please. Did basically nothing to him. Okay, as long as I can keep them going after that guy, we're good. I can do a decent amount of damage to him with that, and then just roast him. This guy's got tireless, so he's just not gonna care about anything these guys do. Oh, that one wanted to come after me and get in my hunter's face. Okay, well, that's not alright. Why don't you turn around for a second? I've got something to show you. Elder can go here and nuke this one. And I could actually just use up all of this guy's movement on that one. That was really easy. Okay. I could have probably done that a while ago. Now that that's done, these guys can leave, go do something else. Actually, I think we'll have them take out those dwarves next. They're a little better suited for that kind of battle anyway. Oh yeah, we got my Yeti. Just converting the mountains. I can't convert that one, but I think it's because it's a part of a larger mountain. Although it seems like I'm doing fine with these, so I don't know. I might have to try that again later. We got most of these, though. So this city's looking pretty good. Coming along pretty nicely. Let's see, that's my high elf settler. That's the one that's going to that fort there. Speaking of that fort, probably should upgrade to stone fortress, I think. Unless... I could make it there in one turn. You know what? I need this guy to turn around and build a road somewhere else to prepare for that Chthonic Guardian coming through. Alright, I've got an idea here. We're not going to worry about stone walls in this city, because that guy can make it there. I don't even need the haste berries. He can make it there in one more turn, so... I'm going to send this guy up here and start building an alternative route to get to this bridge. And I actually don't need those haste berries at all for anybody there. Alright. This army I'm not sure what to do with. They could either go north and clear stuff in this human city, or they could go south and clear stuff for these other human cities. The warlord's eventually going to go on kind of a tear through here and kill a bunch of stuff. But I don't know that he can really handle... Well, I don't know. That army's got blood brothers. They could handle most anything. They just need some better summons. Honestly, I would like to grab them an Eldritch Horror. That would be a good fit for this army. It looks like they're running east, but they actually need to be running west now that that Ziggurat's cleared. So yeah, go this way. And you may as well just head straight to the west. Thinking that Orc Greatsword isn't worth his upkeep cost at this point. Maybe I'll just throw him away at something in auto combat. We'll see. For now, you can stick around, but I'm going to try to avoid picking up little units like that in the future. Where do I want you to go next? Probably generally frontline, westish. A lot of Tigrans in there, but nothing that army can't handle. You know what? I'm going to... Well, no, we'll do one more Archangel, because I want an Archangel for this guy. Like, I want 2 Archangels and then maybe an Eldritch Horror to go with them. So... that could replace the apprentices, and they'd still have a pretty beefy army. Although having 1 apprentice around probably isn't a bad idea. And they should be able to handle anything at that point. Alright, you guys can go join just the group of random units that I have up here then. I will have you... Since you guys can give an immediate benefit to this city here, and since I'll be able to absorb this city soon, I think that's where this group should go. It'd be either that or coming down here. Actually, I think I will have them come down here, because I actually own this city now. Although the Warlord's going to have to come clear that Ziggurat, regardless. Crap. Yeah. Okay. The Warlord's going to have to go everywhere here regardless. So I think I'll come down here and clear this anyway. That way the Warlord doesn't have to run all the way down to that tip. Yeah, I'll do that. These guys can go south. The road will help them move quickly. I don't even need to kill like stuff in there because I would almost rather the Warlord's army be the one to get the XP from that. But basically, I really want to clear this, the happiness structures, because it can help this city grow, and I already own this city, so I want to get it to grow to that Sphinx, that ziggurat that's by the water there as soon as I can. You might end up babysitting a Chthonic Guardian, to be honest. But for now, you can go sit here with the knight. I think the two of you might end up babysitting the Chthonic Guardian. We'll have to see how that shakes out on the next turn. And you, random extra, go make a triangle, I guess. Alright, back to my scouts underground. So, I found this path north, and I was hoping would be an alternate route for Iggy's army to get west. It looks like it is, so that's good news. We don't have to try to squeeze through the undead in there. We'll just... I would like to have them as a vassal, because they do control a very important choke point. But Iggy's army's not going that way anyway, so we're just going to say that's a low priority vassal for now. Alright, Iggy. Head on up. See who else needs to join you. We got that Nightshade Fairy in there. We got a Node Serpent. He's working on leveling up that Node Serpent. Got 2 bears. He's got quite the army in tow down here. And I don't think I'm going to have them slow down. Although I want that Node Serpent kind of with him. I think I would rather have 2 Node Serpents than 2 bears. Because Node Serpents are extremely mobile. So I think I may drop a bear and have him add the Node Serpent to kind of his core elite group. And then everyone else, all the extras, can just kind of bundle together and follow along behind him. Alright, in that case, he's still 1 turn away from the haste berries. Dang it. Wonder if, I'm gonna send him up there anyway. Okay, that might be a dead end down there. I'll have the monkey explore that. Or maybe one of the Node Serpents. Actually, since that's not gonna do anybody else any good. Does that continue? It looks like it does, okay. So then the monkey can go north and Iggy's army will go west. I'm gonna forget that monkey's in that group now that I've merged them with the others. I don't necessarily... You know what? If I don't grab the mana, somebody else probably will. So, I guess I'll take it. I'll just keep trying to spend it as fast as I possibly can. Do I want to dig a tunnel out there to meet that city? Probably. I think we're far enough deep in my own territory here that having more tunnels here isn't a bad idea. I'll just leave this lake blocked off. But, yeah. I'll end up probably wanting to send units out of this area anyway, especially with this city being here, possibly making tame trolls later in the game, if the game actually goes on that long. Probably would be good. I'm gonna have this guy go north. Ooh, money in the water. Alright. Always good to see that. You guys honestly just need to go in camp mode for now. You're not moving. Diggers are done for now. This horse was also going to go straight west, I think. As fast as he can, if I remember. Yeah. And I could even pop one above ground if I want to. Oh, there's a other node serpent with Iggy's group that probably needs to head back. I was going to explore that other way around, but I think this guy, and I've got other scouts kind of coming towards this area, so I think I want him to join the army. He's a bit too useful in combat to just leave sitting around. I need to get all the undead units back with my Necro. To try to patch them up as best as I can. We got the baby shock serpent, who's actually pretty close to evolving. These guys may go, since Zari's going east and doesn't really need help, I think these guys might go to that other Sphinx temple. The only problem is the stuff that does spirit damage in there would wreck them. Actually, the undead is a pretty bad matchup for that place. Zari's army would be better off dealing with that. But they would also be better off going that way. I might end up switching their directions here. Have Zari's army go after this and have the undead go this left, or to the right more, further east. I'll do that and send some extras with them. Do that so that I don't get them mixed up with the builder. And the nymph probably will... You know what? How much movement do you have? You should probably go on ahead a little bit. I think I want him with Zari as opposed to like the Gold Wyvern or possibly the Apprentice. She already got one flyer, but I think she could use another. This nymph I don't really know what to do with. I don't want to convert a lot more units back here just because of gold being such an issue right now. In the long run, I'm going to be able to produce better units in several of my cities. But, of course, having more big beetles underground, though, is probably still worth it. So it's getting difficult because I have so much ability to convert stuff. In fact, almost my entire army is built of units I've somehow either converted or... I guess there's some stuff that I built, like some of the Ice Queens, but I have such a massive amount of units and just not enough gold to keep... Like, look at my unit upkeep is 1,000 gold per turn. That's insane. And I feel like I should be focusing almost exclusively on tier 3s and 4s at this point. There's another spider wandering around there, but I've destroyed their camp, so they won't be for long. Forged an alliance. Kahal can discuss a joint offer. Maybe it's time for that now. Probably is. How's these guys looking? That's going to be... The Glyphs of Warding is going to be working on them for a while. Alright. You know what? Come on, Ian. I think now is a good time. You guys can start doing the upgrades as well. Want grand palaces everywhere. They have a storehouse already. That's kind of nice. Let's just go for the Builder's Hall then. And we'll see what happens next. Okay. Yeah. Just dumping all my money. Let's do a quick save here. Make sure... Okay, I've already done the... Okay, we're good to go for the next turn. So yeah, that's more or less my problem with my economics, is just the fact that I have too many units to maintain this amount of gold. So I might just simply pass up on opportunities. Now, there was some that I should have picked up, and I want to talk about that in the comments because there was a couple things people pointed out. And it was, I think, both Dennis Jacob and Blurry Intervision. In episode 36, I missed an opportunity to seduce a warbreed in the Ziggurat where my warlord was fighting. And I missed an opportunity to dominate one of the two knights in the battle that I was fighting. Two knights. I had my Eldritch Horror in there too. Could have tried to dominate another one. That was a mistake on my part, and I probably, especially I think with the war breed, because war breeds, just like the earth elementals with regrowth, good to get them early and start leveling them up as fast as you can, because eventually, since regrowth restores 20% of a unit's health, with enough champion levels, trolls, war breeds, earth elementals can get so much health that it's practically impossible to kill them. Um, and they can't be banished because of because they would not be a summoned unit. The only thing that you could really do against a unit like that is disintegrate them. And in the case of the Earth Elemental, which is really nice, they've got that physical protection, which even makes it hard to disintegrate them. That's why I want this Earth Elemental that I found to be kind of like a main centerpiece of my leader's army. It's only a tier 3 unit. Where are those guys? It's only a tier 3 unit, but it has so much potential to just become absurdly powerful that I think it deserves a spot. Plus, they get tireless on top of everything else. But yeah, the war breed, I was really bummed out. Now, it was a Tigran war breed. Probably would have been hard to seduce it anyway, but it still would have been worth a shot. So I should have tried to do that. But then there's other stuff that's just stuff like not even kind of really close to the front lines. I'm even on the fence about trying to seduce the big beetles that Zari was kind of moving towards, just because I don't know if it's worth the money right now. Zari's army and the Necro's army feel like they're pretty much good enough for what I need them to do at the moment, especially if Zari gets that Chthonic Guardian in her group. So that's kind of where I'm at right now on this. We'll see if I'll probably just start trying to focus converting units that I really, really in particular want. Once the grand palaces are done everywhere and my cities are done upgrading, they will probably be. I will probably have more money to spend on things like that. Although at that point, I'm also going to be wanting to make the Draconian Apprentices in this city here. I'm going to be wanting to make the Ice Queens in this city here. So I've got other cities that I want to make stuff in too. So gold will probably always be in high demand this series, but it's just going to be a balancing act for a while. But I think that economically speaking, things will get a lot easier once I'm not building buildings all over my empire. Speaking of building buildings, you guys are probably wondering when I'm going to stop doing that, because it usually hits a point in every series where it's really not worth it to keep building grand palaces. I'm not quite there yet, but the way I sort of see it, there's this natural barrier with like the water here and kind of like this core packet of cities, maybe stuff to the east. I sort of feel like this water and maybe north of it is sort of going to be like the dividing point on the map between what I consider to be my core cities that I want to fully upgraded and what I sort of want to consider to be frontline cities, which would just be more for like merchandise, quick gold production, that kind of thing. It's there's not really a defined point in any particular game where it's best to do that. Usually it kind of is a good idea, I think, to stop fully upgrading cities once you start the steamroll process. Once you're in full war mode, you're just knocking out cities left and right. You can't even absorb them fast enough to really do anything with them. But in this particular game, I might not even be able to keep upgrading them for even that long. It just sort of depends on the overall economy and how much money I'm making per turn, from turn to turn. The like this city here is going to take a while to upgrade. It's only just getting started. But I've got others in the back that are very close to done. In fact, this one has got the temple, the hospital, and I think the Grand Palace is the next after that. This one gets its Grand Palace on this next turn, although it's going to go into Item Forge production, so that doesn't really help me a lot. I think I have one more. I think my Dwarf City Underground maybe getting close. Where's that big one right there? I think that hospital, I think, is the last thing. Yeah, they can do. Oh, well, there it is. Grand Palace is next on their list, and I'm going to go ahead and do that now. So, Grand Palace, queued up and ready to go. How's their happiness doing? Do I want to hurry that? It's probably not worth the 50 gold, but... Well, actually, it probably is worth the 50 gold, because if I cancel that, I'm going to end up making a slight refund on that. Of course, I'll probably end up spending it on Firstborn, since that's what this city's going to do after that. But I still could definitely use the casting points, so maybe I will go ahead and hurry production on that one. Lots of items arriving all over the freaking place. Better helmet for the Necro. Yeah, we'll sell that headscarf. I would rather have Warcry. Well, actually, on this guy, I don't know. Because resistance is pretty useful. And he had 14. Kind of depends on how I end up using him. We'll let the scarf sit there for now, I guess. I think both of those items are similar in terms of their utility. Okay, he got his chalice. The Necro got night vision, which I actually don't need because we got Zari around. And I think the Draconians have night vision inherent. Oh no, he's getting it from the Dread Spider. By the way, I know I have a vampire spider with my warlord. It hasn't hatched yet. And if I combined it with this guy, it could get him like really good lifesteal. But I think I'd rather just leave that with my warlord, who could also benefit from lifesteal pretty well. He leveled up. Can get lesser reanimate undead, which isn't that useful for him right now. Might want to... He doesn't need inflict ghoul curse because I've already got an item that's giving it to him. Might want to start working on his spell casting, although the inflict abilities are also always good. I might throw inflict despair on him just for fun. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Let's give him exploit despair. He's got inflict despair, I think. Probably in this massive list somewhere. Yep, he's got inflict despair, so we may as well give him exploit despair to go with that. Okay, Zari got her Defender's Tunic. That's going to be important for her. That'll probably be the chest piece that she sticks with based on how I'm planning to use her. She also got that head ornament thing. She got a better melee weapon, which is going to eventually get replaced with something else better anyway, but for now that's good enough. And we're going to sell that Hero Slayer one. We're not going to run into any heroes back here. Item has arrived here. I meant to put this on Iggy, but forgot, so we'll give that to him now. He's also got the Hunter Spider Egg that's hatching. The Cursed Egg is hatching. Cursed Egg's going to take a while. And one last item. Oh, Seduce Box for Iggy. Okay. We'll leave the healing there and put that egg there. Maybe put Seduce there so I don't forget to use it. And we got the chicken. Okay. Yeah, I know you got an alliance proposal, but you're just asking for too much money, guys. Too much money. Alright, everything left in my book can be researched in one turn. So I'm just going to start with the most expensive stuff and work my way down. Like, there's a library there, so Iggy can probably pick something up in this library on this turn. I think I probably should go ahead and clear that, even though they are going to go the other way. Let me send the monkey out ahead here. Actually, before I do... Oh, hi. Okay, Iggy's army probably should deal with that. Eldritch Pit, okay. Get a save here. Yeah, they should probably deal with that. I don't like spawners. And it could threaten the undead city if I ever bring them into my fully bring them into my empire. So yeah, you back off for a turn. Actually, I should have had him kept going. I don't know why I turned him around. Because Iggy's army is just going to come up here and then go right back. These places usually have stuff that can convert things in them, although I think the raw power of my army is probably enough to deal with that. I shouldn't have to worry too much. Let's just do this. Probable victory. We just got to watch out for the evangelists, basically, and be ready to kill anything that does take over something. Manual combat it is, then. Let's take care of these guys. Alright, got an evangelist straight ahead. Iggy does have strong will, so he can't be converted, which means he might want to take the initiative on this one. Actually, he's got that chicken. I could just throw that. Does he have any other pre-battle buffs to do? I don't think this army does. Now, so let's throw a chicken at that guy. And I actually sort of want... Now, they'll probably all heal, but I sort of want him to run in and try to convert something. The Eldritch Horror has spirit protection, so it's unlikely to be converted. In fact, I think it has mind control immunity, so he can be right up front. I'll leave the others in a staggered formation sort of behind, and then we'll see what this guy does. They can't take the bear either, because convert doesn't work on animals. Alright, there's their group touched by faith. Spam. Since I don't need to worry about the Eldritch Horror getting converted, I can probably safely do this. Seems like a safe range to do that from. And Iggy can probably finish off the guy in front. Pretty easily, yeah. Alright. Move them a little closer. Go ahead and convert the Node Serpents if you want. That's fine. Or group heals. Goodbye. I wonder if I could phase her behind everybody and mess them up a bit. Not quite, but I could get here and break guard on a lot of people. Let's see, what can Iggy hit here? Iggy can hit that thing. May as well get rid of that. Okay. This is what I'm gonna do. How far can you go? You can get right there? Okay. So you phase here. Ice Nova. All those guys. Can I get a stun in there somewhere? I didn't get any stuns. Okay. You know what? She is probably in a little bit of trouble now. I need to help her out. I'm gonna go up here. Do decent damage to this guy. And we'll probably need to phase you here, I think. And sprint. Maybe run you around behind, so in case anything happens, you can't hurt anybody. And we've got them pretty much surrounded. Might leave this one on defense. That way they can't really move so good. I think that's everyone. Alright, they'll heal. Failed to convert. Okay, good for me. They did convert that time, but it doesn't matter because he's not next to anybody. So this is the guy who did the convert. And that's the guy who's about to die. I'll use the Eldritch Horror for this. You do the honors there. That way this guy can sprint, which actually doesn't really help him at all, but that's fine. Iggy probably needs to hit anything to move up, at least here. So long, everybody. That should get me another spell. Static Sphere, yes, we'll take that. Gets me... Now I'm down to only 4 spells remaining. It's getting pretty close. This battle is probably one I can auto. I could try to dominate one of those snakes. That might be worth it just because they do evolve into a tier 4 unit. But it's going to take a long time to do that. Is it worth the auto for the manual combat, or should I just auto this? I should probably try to dominate one of those snakes. Alright, we'll manual this one. Just because the snake can eventually evolve into a tier 4 unit, it's probably worth picking up. That said, I probably don't need to be super careful with this or anything. We'll just have Iggy go up, throw a chicken, and get the fight started right away. That was a critical chicken. Alright, everyone, come on over. I don't know about you, but I wouldn't throw poop at a bear. And that's why. Now, if I'm lucky, maybe I can freeze one of those snakes. Oh, that's not a valid spot. Crap. How about that snake there, then? Nope, I did not freeze or stun that snake. It did not care. Although, it might still be in a good position to try to convert anyway. I could phase this guy here. Ouch. Okay, that works. Phase you here. Start working on the monkeys. And then I could try to dominate. Actually, I could... Oh, wait, Iggy's got charm, too. I've got actually shot at getting 2 snakes here. Well, we're going to only get 1 at most, then. Well, we're getting 0 snakes now. Because they wanted to be aggressive and fight. Who needs health? I think the bear does. And the dread monkey I don't need. Goodbye. Yeah, let's just get rid of that. Oh, hey, I'll take that. Sweet. That's 1 less breakfast item that I have to make. You know what? We'll just give that to Iggy. Because he does not have 1 of those. Sweet. His army could definitely use the healing. Alright. Then the monkey is going to keep going north, but I think Iggy's army needs to go this way. I wonder if I should split up. Because these are my primary frontline scouts. I think Iggy's army is good enough. They can head off on their own and kind of do whatever. But I think this other secondary army, and I think Iggy should probably keep focusing on moving primarily west. But I think I could send a second army up north. It's hard to say because I don't know for sure what I'll run into. You know what? If the rogue is underground, I should probably keep at least 2 full stacks together. Because if the rogue is underground, they might end up being really hard to kill. And I probably could use the extra backup. So we'll just keep everyone more or less together. Okay, you keep working on patching up your undead friends. And Zari is going to about face and go take on that Sphinx Temple. Who wants to come with? I think we'll keep the Goblin Apprentice with the group because he's at least got that stun, that inflicts stun, which is pretty handy. Who else? Well, actually, we'll throw the snake in. He needs to start getting XP. And they could probably handle that just fine in a battle like this. Alright, we'll drop the Gold Wyvern on this one. Oh, hello there, spiders. Please don't attack my city. Can you reach it on this turn? That could be a problem. Well, that's just not going to be allowed. The snake in on this. Alright, you and your undead minions can head this way. I think, yeah, I think they're good to go that way. Wait, where did I get these guys from? Did I complete another Empire quest or something? Or were those just extra? No, wait, I think I did convert some spiders and stuff. Weird. Can they make it into this fight? Because if they can, I will use them to help grind XP. Alright, with the Necro units going down that way, I think they will be pretty much self-sufficient. So, and they've got this guy to tank a lot of damage for them. I'll leave everyone else with Zari in just this general open area. I don't really have an organized methodology for what I'm doing here. It's just kind of scattered everywhere. I do want to build a road here, sort of connect everything. And then I want to build the road down here to go to both the Goblin City and the Overworld. Okay, does Iggy have first strike yet? If he doesn't, maybe he should get it. Although he is really more of a ranged build now. Or I could just keep upgrading his Cloak and Dagger spell casting, which I'm still forgetting to use, dang it. I gotta get in the habit of doing that. Also gotta get in the habit of paying more attention to the time, I think. We'll give Iggy, I think, probably just some more... Well, how much is the range strength does he do? He's got 3 range strength. I could give him 3 range strength and maybe a defense. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea. Or the +1 range strength, sorry. 3 points to purchase it. I'm gonna have to save it here, guys, and we're gonna have to wrap this episode up. Like I said, we're gonna get at least 4 this weekend. That's my goal. If I can do more than that, I will. I'm just trying to make up for the fact that I'll be gone next weekend. So I hope you guys enjoyed that episode. We're kind of a little bit... Things are kind of a mess right now with just units all over the place, but I'm trying to make it at least a somewhat organized mess. I have finally surpassed 1,000 gold upkeep per turn. That's not really a mark I wanted to hit, but it's where we're at. So, all right, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed that episode. There will be more coming this week, so I hope to see you soon. Special thanks to all my Patreon supporters, including Tier 3 supporters Blitz, Braden, Dawson Horner, Jimbro, Sarah Feingold, Spanglefan, Tarsak, and Tibby and Army. Thanks so much, everybody.